Hi, I'm Allison. Thank you for coming to my channel. I am a soothing manifestation coach with the law of assumption lens, so the work of Neville Goddard, Joseph Murphy, and Abdullah. And I didn't really say a little bit more about being perfectly imperfect yesterday and ended up going into some more of the basic concepts of law of assumption. So I just thought I'd come on to say about being perfectly imperfect and making peace with that we are wonderful as we are. Again, it is okay to want to make improvements. We are always going to want more. We are always going to want to expand. More is expansion. So let's make that already okay that we do want more. Being satisfied with what we have can lead to more. So that is an Abraham Hicks concept that Neville also talked about, Joseph Murphy particularly talked about, just don't go to bed unsatisfied, right? Go to bed living in your end, as Neville would say. Go to bed seeing what you desire come to be. And that can be quite a commitment to make, because we can be attached, as I have been, with our soothing or distracting techniques, I guess, for lack of a better word. Because what I would do is I would watch my tablet and watch comforting TV shows or YouTube videos as I fell asleep, instead of giving that time, that very important time before we actually do fall asleep, to my subconscious mind, to programming my subconscious mind in a strong way. So one thing I did for February that I'm doing again for March is I imagined what I wanted on February 28th, and I did mention this last video briefly, I think, but I imagined what I wanted on February 28th. And I used that as a platform for my imagination all month long. I read it every day. And there were places where things worked out very well. And there were places where things did not work out so well, which means that I was wavering in those areas, and I wasn't, my dominant thoughts weren't enough of what I did want. They were more on the what I don't want, or I was thinking I, didn't deserve it, or I couldn't have it, whatever, all of those unworthy thoughts that I allowed in the month of February to get a foothold. And that's okay, because with awareness, I can make the decision to change that. So just to let you know that I am doing that for the month of March. I am writing what I would like to see by the end of March, with the awareness of where I maybe feel like I fell short in February, so that I can craft affirmations to that end and saturate, because I find that robotic affirmations or saturation really is the game-changing key, because you can visualize all day, but if your thoughts aren't in line with what you want, and if you are constantly thinking that you don't have it, if you're constantly not living in your end, then 30 seconds of visualizing 10 times a day isn't going to do it. You really do need to make your thoughts more dominant. And don't get me wrong, visualizing and enjoying that process is helpful, because if I look at my journey pre-Abraham Hicks, when I visualized rarely, or I would get on a roll of visualization for a couple of hours, one night here or there, let's say, but I never let my imagination have its full breadth. I never let it be its biggest. I noticed night and day a difference between how I felt and how my life was going. My life was going considerably better with doing more of the visualization, soothing myself, as Abe would say, learning how to self-soothe, which is, of course, as we know, connected to regulating our nervous system, right? So it definitely helped. But since saturating, things happen quicker. They just do, because if we have 70,000 thoughts a day, and if we can make like 50,000 of those positive, honestly, if we can make 50,000 of those positive, we're well, ahead of the majority, because the majority of people do give in to their negativity bias, which is understandable. That oldest part of our brain is very strong because it does want to just keep us alive. It doesn't care if we're happy. It wants to keep us alive. But much like digging deep trenches into a piece of wood, and the negativity bias, she's so deep, we can make the positivity bias that we're creating just as deep. It just takes a little practice, and it takes a little effort to be consistent with noticing when we go off track. Because again, it's not the falling down that gets us in the end, it's the staying down. So we must be willing to start again. And sometimes I think I would take too long to start again. Sometimes I think I would berate myself. So again, not going along with being perfectly imperfect, I would just berate myself for missing the mark, right? To sin is to miss the mark. That's what sin is. And it's funny now, because looking back, you can see very easily how you do get stuck when you're focused in that way. I'm very distracted by my shirt because I've got bejewelries on it, and it is creating tons of super fun light refracting. Anyway, sorry. So yeah, I got so distracted I forgot what I was gonna finish saying. We were talking about consistency. We were talking about this is how to become consistent. Yeah, right. So yeah, like we're creating a positivity bias, right? We are programming our subconscious mind anew, because it will do whatever we tell it. It will do whatever we tell it, because we feed it the information. We say this isn't going well, or that's going well, or we say this is getting better every day, or I feel tired, right? We give it that new information. So let's give it what we want to have happen. I want to feel energetic. I want to feel strong. I want to feel capable of handling any work situation. I want to be chill when things don't go my way, and understand that they will eventually go my way. But I want, I know what I was going to say. It's not in the, it's when you get up, it's you when you fall down 7 times, you get up the 8th time. So yeah, it's just about that thing about we make sure we get up. So yes, back to my track of thought. So what do we want? Let's make sure the majority of our thoughts are in that direction. That's all we got to do. And it just takes practice and like a little bit of effort. I was saying that too before I lost my mind looking at lights. It just takes a little bit of effort, because the other took a little bit of effort. So it's the same difference, because caring about, looking at what you don't want versus looking at what you don't want, it takes the same amount of energy. The thing is that the looking at what we don't want, because we're just used to it, it just feels easier. And the way to make that less appealing is remind ourselves that we will feel better just thinking about what we want in a very neutral can be fine as well, but in a very general sense. We don't have to get, if getting into the nitty gritty of it just tends to go negative, then don't do that to yourself for a spell. Keep it general. Love is coming into my life. Money is coming to me. You're not putting time limits on things. You're not deciding it's this person and no other for sure forever. You're not making these declarations that are hard, that feel like a roadblock if your thoughts haven't been aligned to it yet. So go general with your thinking, right? Go general. I'm figuring this out. I'm getting the hang of this. I'm figuring this out. I'm getting the hang of this. I'm perfectly imperfect, and so what? If I was perfect, there'd be nothing to grow. There'd be nothing to expand outward. There'd be nothing to ask for more. I would be dead. Like, I wouldn't be eternal, because I would just be, oh, I'm perfect and nothing ever has to change and nothing, like, you know what I mean? Because you even look at people who have succeeded on the biggest levels of our world stage. They don't walk around going, I'm perfect. They have desires too. They are still desiring new things. They still want to learn or grow or master or find ways to give back because they can. There's a whole range there. And those are the people who have made it. So there is no finish line, right? There is only going to be more. So that's where I think where Abe says to enjoy the journey is so important, because enjoy the newness of a new desire. To desire just to have it. So when a new desire pops up, that's a birth. That's a beginning. That's an excitement. That's a door opening. That's a new thing to want. That's a new thing to develop feelings and stories around and breathe life into it. So it's okay to be perfectly imperfect. Tomorrow will be more about back to basics, Neville Goddard stuff, because I'm pretty sure I'm going to record and upload on Wednesday. Tomorrow's a busy day. It's my second last day for class, for my entrepreneurial group. So I need to focus on that. So I know I won't upload tomorrow, but I will upload on Wednesday, and we'll keep talking more basics of Neville. And thank you to all my beautiful OGs. This is going to grow. It's going to grow. I keep seeing it. So I know that that's going to be a thing down the road, and I can't wait to experience that with you. And thank you for being here then, as I thank you for being here now. So let's breathe and decree into the rest of our week, whatever we want. So I'm going to just shout some things out, and I'm going to close my eyes as I do so, because I'm going to do this for myself as well. So I decree ease in getting up when I want and focusing on my workout and the start of the day in a really momentum building, momentum fueled way. I feel ease at taking breaks when I need them, but I know I'm accomplishing what I want to accomplish. I can do boring tasks and make them fun. I can make sure that I go to bed at a decent hour and I imagine my success when I go to sleep. I can be joyful this whole week as I pursue my dreams and goals. I can love this whole week as I work on things. I can know that I am happy now. I am happy now. I've got a happy journey. I can be thankful for Neville and Abdullah and Joseph Murphy and Abraham Hicks for all that they have taught me and all that I have learned from them, and Dr. Shad Helmstetler is one of my big faves as well. The Toltec wisdom was a gateway to Abraham Hicks, which was a gateway to Neville. So I decree for all of us now blessings, joy, ease, fun, excitement, interest, happiness, fulfillment, peace, bliss, and comfort. So we're going to have a good week. So let's do that. Let's do that together. As my mom likes to say, let's hit it. And yes, here's to having a great week. And I will see you on Wednesday.